Now, Mr. Bawumia calls on politicians to desist from insult ahead of the general elections in December. Also, World Health Organization fears silent virus epidemic in Africa. We bring you details after this short breather. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying tuned out to the details of our headline this afternoon. Our first story on the local front, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, has said Ghana's total cumulative count of the COVID-19 cases is now 6,964 with 2,097 recoveries and 32 deaths. Now presenting a regular update on the country's case count and management at the press briefing held this morning at the Ministry of Information, he indicated that as at May 24, a total of 156 new cases have been recorded in Ghana. Now, according to Dr. Abuaji, the cases were recorded in 5 out of the 16 regions in the country, with Greater Accra recording 72, Western Region 57, Central Region 13, Volta Region 10, and Ashanti Region with at least 4.
As at 24th of May 25th, a total of 156 new cases have been recorded in Ghana. And this shows the new trend of showing much fewer cases. The cases were identified in 5 out of the 16 regions. Greater Accra contributing about 72 new cases, West Region 57, Central Region 13 cases. Volta Region reported an increase in 10, and Ashanti recording probably the lowest figure ever of 4 new cases in a day. We will do more about Western Region, which is becoming a new hotspot, a phenomenon that we have gotten used now. So if you go into the full details, you will see that based on all that, the total count, cumulative count, in the country is 6,964 cases, out of which 2,097 have recovered, and I'll keep on saying that this is still a tip of the iceberg, because as we ramp up testing of those who have recovered, we'll get a lot more. There are 15 cases who are severe. I'll give you details where they are. And as Dr. Bedisa Akode said, those who are critical, we don't have anybody who is in the critical position, they don't need any ventilator. We have recorded 32 deaths so far. For the confirmed cases, treatment outcomes, out of the 15 cases that I say are severe, none is on ventilator, so there's nothing, nobody is critical. We have 4 at the UGMC, that's University of Ghana Medical Center. East has 3, Ho Teaching Hospital has 1, Kolebu Teaching Hospital have 1 in their World Council 3, Kumasi has Konfanoche, and Tete Military Hospital has 1. We have about 800 people in isolation across the country. Half of that, or more than half of that, are in Accra, the Pentecost Convention Center, and the rest are in various centers, isolation centers in Ashanti, and some of them are in hotels in the rest of the region being isolated. When you go into the regional distribution, the next slide, as I mentioned, we have had about 10 regions have not reported a case. Greater Accra, the details are there. So they have so far recorded about 4,835 cases, accounting for more than 80-85% of all the cases in the country. We have Ashanti recording 1,062, but they have 4 new cases today. Central has a cumulative figure of 306 with 13 new cases, and I'll give you the details of where the districts are coming from, because those are very important to us. Eastern has not reported a case for a while. Upper West, Upper East have also not recorded a case for a while. In fact, most of the cases in Upper East, they've almost recovered, and so one can probably start seeing them some level of clean sheets. In fact, their treatment center is temporarily closed until they have a new case. Volta has 10 new cases, but they have T has 26 cases. They've not had any new cases since then. And then we have Western has had 2, 1 died, and 1 has recovered. And so they are probably in the same state of currently no case. But this is not to say that because of that, there's no doing a lot of civil. Also did not show any case. So broadly, this is where we have. The new issue is the distribution. In the distribution, we still have the same number of core districts in Greater Accra. The next slide, please. Yeah. Where it's mainly in the Accra metropolis, a bit of Tema, Shama. Even Tema is showing some decline, but because this figure is showing cumulative figure, you think that there's calving, but they are virtually not on the list of people who have been presenting positives today. Ashanti region also remains another key area where the Kumasi Metro and Obuasi, but Obuasi is really under control and they are reporting virtually no case now. The new case has come up. The new hotspot is in Western region, who reported about 57 new cases. And these are currently we're going to do, because it looks like one of the new hospitals are surging. It's mainly in the Takoradi, Secondary Takoradi municipality and Metropolis, and then Takwa. So a team will be going to see how we can quickly assist the region to bring it under control the same way we did in Obuasi. Even though the region has already isolated and identified, self-isolated the people and are doing enhanced contact tracing to grade containment.
Away from that, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has stated that his outfit will be running a clean campaign, hence all politicians must adhere to that ahead of the 2020 general elections. Now, in an interview, he also advised Ghanaians to desist from politics of insults which could brew trouble when left unattended to.
In an interview, the Astute banker, Calm Economics, also reiterated the need for a free, fair and violence-free election to consolidate Ghana's democratic gains. According to him, elections should be contested based on records and parties' ability to deliver. He further stressed that utterances of politicians were crucial to fostering peaceful coexistence and harmonious living in the society. The Vice President urged Ghanaians to allow the Electoral Commission execute its constitutional mandated role effectively as the nation prepares to hold election this year.
Now, on the press briefing this morning, founder and chief executive officer of P-Wood Company Limited, Mr. Edu Arthur, as part of his corporate social responsibility, has donated 10 ventilators to the government of Ghana to help fight against the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Now, according to him, the fight against the dreaded virus should not be left in the hands of government alone, and that it is a collective responsibility.
Presenting the items, Mr. Edu Arthur urged government to put the ventilators to good use. He asked that the ventilators are distributed to the following hospitals: Gapoha International Maritime Hospital, 2 ventilators; Tema Government Hospital, 1 ventilator; Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, 2 ventilators; South Central Government Hospital, 1 ventilator; Sunyani Regional Hospital, 1 ventilator; Ho Teaching Hospital, 1 ventilator; Oda Government Hospital, 1 ventilator; Ayilo Krobo Municipal Health Directorate, 1 ventilator. Mr. Edu Arthur and his team further pleaded on other benevolent institutions, individuals and civil society organizations to emulate similar gestures and help government fight the pandemic in the country.
Mr. Edu Arthur, the founder, the chief executive officer and the chairman of the P-Wood Limited and Tema Bonded Terminal Limited, as part of its corporate social responsibility, has donated 10 ventilators to the government of Ghana. to help fight against the spread of the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic in the country. He strongly believes we are all in this battle together, and this is not a fight that should be left to government alone. He trusts these life-saving ventilators will be put to good use. The ventilators have the same specifications as those being ordered by the Ministry of Health. Distribution of the ventilators will be as follows. Gapoha International Maritime Hospital, Tema, 2 ventilators. Tema Government Hospital, Tema, 1 ventilator. Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital, 2 ventilators. South Suntreso Government Hospital, 1 ventilator. Sunyani Regional Hospital, 1 ventilator. Ho Teaching Hospital, 1 ventilator. Oda Government Hospital, 1 ventilator. And Yilo Krobo Municipal Health Directorate, 1 ventilator.
My name is Yasmin, and Mr. Edu Arthur, he's the CEO and founder, as Madame said, of P-Wood and Tema Bonded. So he's, convicted that everyone should really help government to fight this battle, whether individually or as a corporation. And as a corporate social responsibility, this is his contribution to government's efforts. So appreciates everything government is doing for the country. Thank you.
Receiving the ventilators on behalf of the government, Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Maafo expressed gratitude to him and expressed that the items would be appropriately distributed and put to good use. He said the ministry would strictly adhere to his choice of hospitals for distribution. The senior minister also used the opportunity to congratulate all the frontline health workers for their effort in fighting COVID-19.
We are indeed very grateful to Mr. Edu Arthur, the Chief Executive Officer of P-Wood Limited and Tema Warehouse Company Limited, for this kind gesture. The most important equipment in the fight against COVID-19 is the ventilator. And we're happy that so far the disease has not pushed our people on it. But it's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. And this preparation is essential. We are therefore very grateful to Mr. Edu Arthur for assisting the government to prepare against the fight for COVID-19. We noted that he has himself for the good work done in the fight against COVID-19. The government feels very confident about the support we have received from the frontline medical staff. We feel very happy about the support we have received from our distinguished medical officers, from Noguchi and all the other institutions carrying out the various tests.
Now, the World Health Organization, WHO, is worried Africa could face a silent epidemic if its leaders do not prioritize testing of COVID-19. Now, addressing a press at the organization's special envoy, Samba Sow, urged African leaders to prioritize testing to minimize the deadly coronavirus.
There have been almost 3,400 deaths and 115,000 infections across Africa, according to the Africa Centers for Disease Control so far, much lower rates than in part of Europe and United States. COVID-19, which first broke out in China, has claimed scores of lives after quickly spreading to other parts of the globe. The dreaded pandemic has symptoms such as dry cough, runny nose, shortness of breath, headache, diarrhea, sore throat, fever, loss of taste or smell, and tiredness. COVID-19 case stands at 115,892, with 3,479 fatalities and 46,553 recoveries.
Now let's head straight to Zambia, where Zambia's Information Minister Dora Siliya has publicly shared her COVID-19 test result to fight stigma associated with the respiratory illness. Now, according to her, she was afraid the stigma will impede the fight against the virus like it did for the human immune virus HIV in Zambia.
Dora Siliya in an interview said she felt that if her test result had leaked, it would undermine the fight against stigma. The minister further revealed that some Zambians still don't believe COVID-19 is real. She said behavioral change has only been seen among the elite in the city, but those in rural areas still think coronavirus only affects those who travel abroad. The COVID-19 pandemic, which was discovered in the Chinese city of Wuhan, has contributed mightily to avoidable death across the globe. Its symptoms include running nose, fever, dry cough, tiredness, shortness of breath, diarrhea, headache, and sore throat. Zambia's COVID-19 case count at yesterday stood at 920, with 7 deaths and 336 recoveries.
Now we are taking a look at kiwi fruit this afternoon. Now, kiwi fruit, otherwise known as Chinese gooseberry, is measured not ordinarily in terms of appearance, nutritional content, and medicinal value. Its vibrant green slice speck with little black seeds have always worked wonders in sprucing up desserts and fruit bowls.
Ironically, along the course of history, it came to be known as the national fruit for New Zealand instead, and was reintroduced to the world as kiwi rather than its old monikers, yang tao and Chinese gooseberry. Apparently, it found its way to New Zealand via the missionaries and gained such popularities in the country that it started being cultivated commercially and was marketed as kiwi, bearing close resemblance to their national bird. The Europeans and the Americans too dipped into its popularity as they readily started using it in their cereals, desserts, and other food items. There are many kiwi benefits. If you add them to your daily diet, it is known to improve your health in many ways. Placed under the category of exotic fruit, kiwi often feathers as a topping in pavlovas or in fruit bowls, salads, and smoothies. It also acts as a tenderizing agent for meat and is commonly used in the preparation of roast and curries. However, to make the most of its nutritional values, it is said that the best way to have it is on its own as a raw fruit. Kiwi is also loaded with essential vitamins and minerals and works in many ways to give you a nutritional boost. It comes with numerous benefits such as helping with high source of vitamin C, inducing sleep, good source of dietary fiber, aiding digestion, providing good source of folates, powerhouse of vitamins, minerals, and beautiful skin.
If you just tune in, you're live on Pan African News at 12 on our channel Pan African Television, reaching live from our studios here on 48 Swanika Street here in Accra, Ghana. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Pan African Television. Coming up in business after this break, Ghana Statistical Service conducts survey to track impact of coronavirus pandemic on business in the country. Details after this break. Do stay with us.
Oh, it's incredible! Bang on target!
Many thanks for staying tuned. If you're just joining, this is Pan-African News at 12. We are heading straight into the world of business, where the Ghana Statistical Service, GSS, will today begin the conduct of a business tracker survey to track the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on businesses in the country. Now, the survey, being done in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the World Bank, will run from Tuesday, May 26 to June 20, 2020.
The survey, which involves the use of telephone interviews for data collection, will identify and measure the impact of the coronavirus disease on small, medium, and large-scale establishments operating in the country. The survey will also assess measures put in place by businesses to mitigate the impact of COVID-19, as well as efforts to build better recovery for businesses. The outcome of the survey will enable government and development partners come out with measures to elevate the impact of the disease on businesses. Commenting on the survey, the government statistician, Professor Samuel Kabuna Enim, said results from the survey would inform policy direction in protecting jobs and safeguarding process of the Sustainable Development Goals. The findings will also provide insight into keeping the promise of the African Continental Free Trade Area alive as a tool to handle the future pandemics and protect jobs and businesses. The data collection does not require payment of money, and under no circumstance should an establishment be required to pay any amount to any person. Ghana Statistical Service has called for the cooperation of establishment, media, and the public to ensure the success of the exercise.
Still in the world of business, AngloGold Ashanti's Mponnim mine in South Africa has been temporarily closed after 164 workers tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, the mine, which had been operating at around 50% capacity, only reopened in April after being shut under a nationwide lockdown.
AngloGold Ashanti, which also operates mines elsewhere in Africa, South America, and Australia, said it had conducted 650 tests detecting the first case of the virus last week, and 164 employees had tested positive, with only a handful of tests left to process. It also added that the vast majority of the case who tested positive would be isolated in line with national health protocols, with on-site facilities available for those who need them. Like all South American mines, which employed an average of 5,051 people, including contractors in 2019, was permitted to return to operating at 50% capacity in April, when the lockdown, one of the world's most restrictive, was eased. But some workers, especially those employed at deep mines, have raised concern about returning to work in an environment where social distancing is difficult. A number of other mines in the industry, which employs around 500,000 people, have also had to temporarily close after workers tested positive for the virus, including mines owned by Impala, Platinum, and Assor.
That's all from the world of business, but coming up from our international partners, People's Dispatch. Red Youth in Norway initiates campaign against the proliferation of porn industry. Details after this breather. Do stay with us.
Na me yikwa na tretre wo ojayi malaria din ya chinsa eja kwa kuma tuye so onom dan proke heba mister osisi mbadu say from oyire nso doctor ka chene say o malaria mo ani bi oni pedue mu a so onom dank antima x yare malaria ebe kokora obi wo honom a ne yemi ye ne yanso a so onom dank gastro care heba mister oho beto dank phyto care heba mister koko ebe ye hu adwuma ma wapon waposo tutu dank extra care ba mister obenya hoden ne watimi anante make food dank no nyina e de amamo
na ebenya nya bi we
pharmacy shop ana herba shop also per dank nura ye be ma obi
acho mo number ye sen
0266593330
enroi oba pemfo oba ma akora nufo ani akora woni mfie du mienu ntimi no
FDA ahwehwe sa edwedie nkrato mu agya atom se eye
Many thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back from that short commercial. If you just tuned in, this is Pan-African News at 12 on our channel Pan-African Television. Now to our stories from our international partners, People's Dispatch. Now, Red Youth in Norway, affiliated to the leftist Red Party, has initiated a campaign against the proliferation of the porn industry in Norwegian society, especially during the lockdown due to COVID-19. Now, the group shared a petition demanding to say no to the porn industry, which is violent, exploitative, and spread distorted and perverted perspectives on sex.
Red Youth has accused that the porn industry is a rotten industry that makes billions on exploiting people. We know that the porn industry is undeniably linked to human trafficking and that it is therefore impossible to know whether the porn you are watching contains people who are there voluntarily or whether they are forced into production. In October last year, Pornhub released rape videos of a 15-year-old abducted girl who has been missing for almost a full year. In addition, there have been several cases where rape videos of young girls have been published on Pornhub and which have not been taken down. Child porn is illegal in Norway, but it is still difficult to block all pornographic content with children when the production of child porn is worth $3 billion annually. Also, there's no requirement to prove that the people in porn are over 18, and therefore one cannot know how old these people are. In addition, nothing prevents videos from ending up on porn sites against anyone's will, and we know that many find that some publish their private videos as revenge, what we call revenge porn, Red Youth added. In their petition, Red Youth has demanded the authorities a report that maps Norwegians' porn habits and how this affects our views of women, border setting and sex, active work to protect children from online porn. Knowledge about the porn industry, pornography deficiency and porn culture gets a bigger place in sex education, and a web porn filter prepared from Norwegian internet providers who block web porn sites. There's been a widespread spike in porn viewership across Europe during the lockdown, as many porn sites have provided a free subscription to people who are confined to their homes.
Workers and progressive section in Spain have demonstrated in major cities across the country demanding protection of work rights and for an urgent social emergency plan. Now, various trade unions and parties, including the Communist Party of the Peoples of Spain, PCPE, committees of workers' union, CUO, and have taken part in the mobilizations.
According to reports, mobilization have organized in Madrid, Las Palmas, Tenerife, Almeria, Granada, Aguilar de la Frontera, etc. Towards the mobilization, PCPE has stated that we've reached a record unemployment figure, both in temporary terms and in net job destruction, with an alarming rise in poverty, with 1.1 million families having all their members unemployed and more than 600,000 households without any income. Along with these facts, we have plenty of other reasons also to carry out the aforementioned mobilizations to demand decent work, rights, public services, and an urgent social emergency plan, added PCPE. Committees for Workers' Unity have stated that we joined the initiative 23rd to demand an urgent plan for social rescue and to say loudly and clearly that the crisis is not going to be paid by the working people. PCPE has also stated that each mobilization was limited within 50 participants, with a minimum distance of 2 meters between them and all equipped with masks and gloves, adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocols.
Still in Spain, the anti-fascist groups in Castelló in Spain had taken out a unique protest demonstration in the city against an anti-lockdown rally organized by the far-right Vox Party. Now here, various anti-activists and communist cadres, including the Communist Party of the Peoples of Spain, PCPE, had formed a disinfection brigade in Castelló who had marched in the city against the Vox rally and also taking out massive disinfection drive in the city.
According to reports, far-right groups including the Vox and Francost have organized nationalist patriotic rallies #Caravana por la Libertad in various cities across Spain on May 23, demanding immediate lifting of the lockdown. Vox has accused that the government of Spain has been using the national emergency to promote a social communist agenda. Sections within the Spanish left, including the PCP and several trade unions, are not satisfied with anti-COVID policies by the PSOE, Unidos Podemos coalition government in the country. In spite of all differences, Spanish left has unanimously denounced the right-wing mobilizations against the lockdown. At various places, Antifa groups and communist parties have protested against such right-wing demonstrations. There have been accusations that police have selectively attacked Antifa groups without taking any actions against the far-right provocations. Communist Party of the Workers of Spain has stated that #Caravana por la Libertad is nothing more than the caravan of the #reaction, the old Spain of privileges going out to the street with its classical hatred. This is not a patriots manifestation, but #parasites, those who fill with the #homeland to sell it. Vox is a far-right political party that is on the rise in Spain, founded in December 2013. It demands more centralized governance and opposes the current federalist structure, which provides autonomy to Catalonia and Basque. Vox is against abortion and same-sex marriage, endorses anti-Islam and anti-immigration discourses, as well as criticisms of multiculturalism.
Credit to People's Dispatch for those international stories. Coming up in sports, 3 Ghanaian players named in Africa's all-time 11 in the LMS. Eve Edward is on standby to bring you details. Do stay with us.
Hello? Okay, why? My wife comes and send a message. Hello? What's happened?
It's a chunk of be a say what?
Besides, when a friend, I'm so used to. You are not testing messages here. And our officer, so I'm trying to tell you, she says, I
mean, so we a guy manu, and may young who could look cry. And also wants a family drilling company limited for Kana.
What's it then? Family Drilling Company Limited.
Ye 2 borehole, biofuel, biogas, swimming pool, plumbing works in Naso, ye be, Frey 0240 333 111 and NASA 0244 144 822.
Miampa and you want swimming pool, me see. Me want to, you'll be here. Family Drilling, I want Family Drilling.
So fast is your last shit.
Me out with that
Let's do some sport here on Pan-African News. The Ghana Football Association has appointed officials to serve on various panels in the new refereeing structure of the Federation. CAF match coordinator and executive member Frederick Echampon has been appointed to chair the newly created referees, assessors and classification panel. He will be joined by retired FIFA referee Justice Yeboah and Emmanuel Aglago as members. They are responsible for evaluating and assessing the performance of referees by giving advice and constructive comments to help the development of the referees, while also using a marking system. They will also analyze the performance of referees in matches in their various categories under the auspices of the Ghana Football Association and are also responsible for grading and clarification of referees. Deputy Chairman of the Central Regional Football Association, Dr. Francis Eyia Bediako, will chair the referees match preview panel, while retired referee RK Atifu is part of a 3-man instructors announced by the FA.